Comic books today are the most important talent pool for movies.
I see the appeal in this comic book world. I mean, they all have such a dark underbelly, but they're so huge and they're beautiful stories.
There is a high degree of absurdity that comes from pulps and comics that is just naturally assumed as normal.
Fundamentally, they're a visual medium. You know, the frames that make up the progression of comic book storytelling are the same as the frames that make up the progression of movie storytelling.
I think there's still a Hollywood perception of what a superhero film is supposed to be. But people now realize you can treat the material in a way that isn't just geared towards little kids.
Seeking imagination, inspiration, and big box office, producers started turning to comic books more than any other source. Dozens of adapted titles have been taking over theaters, with many more in some stage of production or development.
I never imagined years ago that these characters would have the life that they have now on film.
It's a testament to how well made the superhero films of the past 8 years have been, in the most cases, that actors of the quality of Robert Downey Jr. Are willing to even come in and consider those roles. You have someone like Edward Norton in the same way for The Incredible Hulk.
Comic book stories make great movies because it really starts with character. I mean, any great movie starts with character, and the comic books tend to have so much legend behind them.
Today, Hollywood draws those legends and characters from an expansive world of comic book material. Thanks to advances in filmmaking technology, superhero stories are in play like never before. But the cutting edge is also about sophisticated content.
There's a lot of heat on the industry now. The joke among us cartoonists is that we're the research and development wing of Hollywood. This is like top grossing, huge, world-beating stuff.
This trend has been building for years, as many of Hollywood's biggest stars have leapt into comics. A-listers and Oscar winners are now commonly donning capes and cowls to star in comic book fare.
It's that feeling of being lonely, being outside, and it's sort of the fantasy that if people push you too hard, you've got this thing that's going to rise up out of you and defend you.
When I was a kid, I loved comic books and loved to play and dress up like superheroes and that sort of thing. So this is probably an extension of that as well.
I grew up with Marvel Comics around the house, but I never thought that I would be in a kind of action movie based on that.
I think it just speaks to a very kind of American idea of what's possible.